Did it, folks. Made it to the top. First person to ever summit. Naked section of the plane. How does it feel, Tommy, finally making it to Canada?
Feels good, man.
We made it. We're here.
We
about
did.
that life. Calgary, let's get it. Tell me, where are we?
Calgary, Alberta.
Boom! Oh, Canada!
I like it.
Are we going to see hockey?
Not this time, buddy.
Poutine?
Lots of poutine.
National parks?
2 of them.
2 national parks, Jasper and Banff. We just flew into Calgary. I flew first class. Did you hear about it?
I've heard of nothing but that, Bob.
That's right. So here we are. We're about to hit the road. Let's get it about that life north of the border. We're out. So we're here at the Glacier Skywalk in Jasper. It's kind of a show, so a little fun fact, a little travel tip for you. You got to go to the visitor center and buy a ticket and park there and take a bus back up to the actual skywalk. Tommy, the show's over here. So word of caution is, people get into these places in these national parks and they lose their mind. They can't figure out which way to go online. They can't figure out which tour they want to take. It's like their brains explode in their head. Me and Tommy hate doing these things, but it's a cool little skywalk that's got a glass bridge underneath. So we're gonna go hit it up, but remember, go to the visitor center, get your ticket, get on the bus, and then get the hell out of there. For now, I'm out. Tommy, tell everybody what we're doing.
Well, we had to adjust the program. Peyto Lake, where you can usually look out at it, is closed for construction, so we're just hiking through the... Good thing I had the hat on.
I did not do that for the record. So we're trying to hike down, trying to make our own trail. This is a good way for us to die, so if somebody finds this footage, tell everybody that we love what we love.
And how handsome we are. So we've begun our journey to Jasper from Banff.
Yeah.
I'm taking the famous Icefields Parkway, which is basically a major highway that cuts just through the Canadian Rockies, past some amazing viewpoints. Bob, where are we at right now?
We're in a campground next to a crystal clear river that was just along the highway that we stopped and decided to check out because the backdrop was dope.
Yeah, just to like give you an idea, check this out. This isn't even a scenic stop. This is just like how stuff is here.
About.
Weeping walls, which are
Stupid.
not weeping very heavily right now.
All right. That didn't exactly work out. We kind of wussed out. We couldn't find our way down the lake. I didn't feel like getting eaten by a hungry grizzly bear.
I also don't want to be lost in the woods all night.
Yeah, so we kind of dropped back and punted on that one. It's another travel tip though. When you're coming in the shoulder season, things will be closed, and we kind of dropped the ball by not checking on some of these things.
Yeah, it's a major destination. I didn't even think about it. So always think about it.
You know, we lucked out. We've seen the lake before.
Yeah.
We'll maybe try to hit it on the way back, try to figure out some other way, but travel tip number whatever, check to see what's open during the shoulder seasons.
Yeah, we know for next time. Live and learn.
Is fully licensed as opposed to those half licensed
You
joints.
do not want a half licensed restaurant.
All right, so we're in Jasper. We're about to get hit by a car. We're wrapping the day up. We're gonna go whack some A&W. We'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Boy, we made it. Where are we?
Jasper National Park.
Yeah. Look at them. Beady-eyed.
So here we are at Maligne Canyon. It's a lot like Johnson Canyon if you're in Banff. A little smoother walls, a little bit more water rushing through. We're actually just going to do the little loop, so just go through the canyon. You can actually make it bigger, do Lake Edith and Cabell, Mount Cabell. We're going to keep it short because we're expecting some bad weather and we want to hit all the spots. But if you have extra time and you want to do like a 5-6 mile day hike, definitely could do it. We'll show you some more footage from the bottom of the canyon. See you soon.
We're out here at Sunwapta Falls. These falls are epic. It's one of the first things I ever saw when I started researching the Canadian Rockies 5 years ago. But since it was in Jasper, I never really got to it. I'd only traveled to Banff. The picture of this from 5 years ago was way different. The fence wasn't here, some of these trees weren't here. And the pictures I've seen make it look way more rugged and out there in the middle of nowhere. But really, it's just off the highway. It's very accessible, plenty of bridges, little hiking trails. Definitely worth seeing, but don't believe the hype on Instagram and what you see on Instagram. But, you know, it's still a cool stop, and I'm pretty stoked to finally get here after 5 years.
We got some bighorn sheep causing a little traffic jam over here. Check it out. Standing here lakeside at Lake Edith. As you can tell, all the lakes up here kind of have funky colors. Some are bright green, some are bright blue. Basically because of glacial sediment that reflects different wavelengths of light, so different sediment creates different colors of the lakes. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day here, even though it's a little cloudy. And we're loving it.
Found a campsite along what lake?
Lake and Net.
Are we getting really smoked out right now?
Yeah.
Next to what lake?
We're right next to Lake Edith and Lake and Net.
So we built a little fire. It's a little wet and damp. It's not a very impressive fire, but we're happy we at least got something started.
We're working on it.
We had a pretty good day, saw some sights. You know, a couple quick travel tips for this time of year. If you're gonna hit the shoulder season, we recommend it for the lack of crowds, but also at the same time, you gotta be able to deal with some of this kind of soggy weather, not maybe the best possible weather.
I am crying from this.
Tom is crying, Tom's getting smoked out.
All for the channel.
The wind shifted,
all for the
but
channel.
we're gonna wrap up today before Tom passes out from smoke inhalation, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. For now, we're out. All right, Canada Fire Watch 2019 success. We got this thing finally going. Raining, damp, wet wood. This jabron. North of the border, Uncle Bob here. We're gonna do a little episode of Cribs Canada. Show you our luxurious cabin here in like Yellowknife County, something or other, Jasper National Forest. I'm not good at the details, but let's go inside and see what we got. Got wide open space. I don't understand who the interior decorator was, but I got some notes for them when I leave here. I'd like to show how I like to unpack as I come on a trip. Again, one of my travel tips, always keep your stuff in arm's reach. So I'm in bed here, I keep my stuff on the floor here. Again, you know, just keep it organized, keep it tight. We're gonna hit the road, but again, that's Bobby Cribs, live. Here in the Canadian Rockies, I'm thriving. Tommy's getting by on a thread, barely making it. We got beautiful scenery as per usual. Look at that. Tommy, what we got going on today?
Just doing a little hike to Mount Cabell, which is basically at the foot of a glacier, so we can actually walk on the glacier.
Right. Did you pack water?
I packed one.
Tom's not good
No
at
bottle.
staying hydrated. He thinks a 2-liter of Pepsi is suitable for the entire trip to keep himself hydrated.
Mountain Dew is the hydration soda.
Mountain
Everyone
Dew's
knows that.
hydrated, made by Pepsi. So once again, I'm always right. So we'll check back with you at the trailhead. All right, Tommy boy, why don't you tell everybody what's going on here?
Well, got a travel tip for you. Follow your own travel tips,
Follow your own travel tips. Why is that, Tom?
because the mountain we were supposed to drive up to and do a little hike around is closed. It's closed.
And who planned the itinerary?
I did the itinerary.
Right.
Yeah, I'm taking this one on the chin. I told you.
Yeah. So now what?
Now we're backtracking to Maligne Lake.
So this is what we said about shoulder season. You never know what's going to be open and what's going to be closed. You should do your research that some people didn't decide to do.
Did not do.
So we lost about an hour out of our day today.
Sure. Could have done some research while I was cooking breakfast.
It's true. But at least there are other people pull up, so we're not the only jabrones. But for now, we're out. Tommy loves animals. What do you think?
I love it, man. I've only seen one bull moose like this size before. These are not easy to find in Colorado.
All right, Tommy. We got 360 views of absolutely
All the way around.
nothing.
Yeah.
Your itinerary today?
Not great.
Right.
But it's shoulder season, man.
Shoulder season.
You don't know when the clouds are
You
moving
gotta
in.
be able to adjust.
Yeah, well, we're gonna walk to the top of this thing and hope we break through. Say you hope we do, Bob. You're hoping we don't, and you can just make fun of me forever for this.
360.
Also, do you need it? Oh, you're. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'll see one.
Got the baby crying.
But it's so like cloudy.
There's a faster button,
I was thinking,
and I'm trying to negotiate getting the girl to push. That's not where the show is, Tom.
Yeah.
We'll see you at the top.
Actually, the total height of the mountain.
Here we are at the summit of Whistler's Peak.
Hell yes!
Finally got it after a couple takes. I'm literally standing on the summit marker. I don't know why. But it was a great hike up here. We're finally getting some breaks in the clouds. Hopefully you could see it. It looks, check it out, Tom. It looks pretty cool.
It does look
You take a tram up. It costs 50 Canadian.
It's 3,000 feet in elevation you cut off, and then you do the last 1,200 hiking.
Definitely recommend the hike if you have the right footwear and if you're in the condition to do a hike at this altitude. It's a little harder than,
I think it's like 13,000 feet we're at.
yeah, but of course I did it because I crushed it. So we're up here, pretty dope, pretty cool. The cloud coverage kind of stinks, but we'll take what we can get today. Really scratch that hiking itch, so take a look. So this here is Medicine Lake, and this one's actually pretty funny. It looks all dried up because they have these sinkholes that drain into these underground rivers. These geniuses back in the day tried to stop it from draining by stuffing mattresses and old bundles of magazines down there. Obviously it didn't work, but I think it's pretty hysterical. Pretty cool, check it out. Shut up. All right, Tommy boy, so we're headed back to the airport. We're going through Banff. We're stopping at the famous Lake Louise. It's a total show right now because Lake Moraine, which is in the same area, is closed, so everybody's crowding here. It's the end of the trip. This is our last stop, one of our only stops in Banff. Again, Lake Louise, one of the most famous stops.
Yeah, and I just got to tell the audience.
What happened?
Bob just took a real bad digger coming down out of the parking lot on some icy road, wearing his CrossFit shoes, appropriate footwear for shoulder season, Banff, you name it.
Did not crush that one.
You went back onto your back. It was pretty funny if you were there. Sorry you guys missed it. And so, what did we learn?
We learned that shoulder season has its good and bad points.
Yeah, bad. Things can be closed.
Yep. Good, less crowds.
Absolutely.
Unless people are funneling into one particular area because something else
Yeah.
is closed.
For the most part, though, we had good luck.
The weather can be a little tricky.
Yeah, you guys just be willing to roll with the punches on that. We still had fun in the rain and the snow, and we had some nice days too. So.
You got to be willing to adjust your itinerary.
Absolutely.
But still, all in all, a good trip. We spent most of the time in Jasper. Not a lot of time in Banff because we'd been here before, but this is the main area where people stop. I recommend, if you're into more rugged, less crowds, Jasper.
Jasper. I love Jasper. I want to go back. You just need a couple extra days. You can't do it on like a 2-3 day weekend.
Banff is a little more bougie. There's literally a Fairmont, which is a real swanky hotel here at the lake. The Bachelor always shoots
That's
episodes
right.
here.
That's right.
I never watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I
I'm
wouldn't
not
know.
a fan either.
Well, I used to. But anyway, we're here at Lake Louise. It's been a great time in the Canadian Rockies outside of me falling on my head.
Great trip, buddy.
And concussing myself. So for another one, this is About That Life north of the border. We're out. Wake up, Tommy Bear!
Morning.
Gotcha!
Bill.
Sleepy Bear!
Mm-hmm.
Moving real slow.
We were.
Final push. Free solo. Free soloed this whole mountain. Watch for the Nat Geo documentary on me. Did it, folks. Made it to the top. First person to ever summit. What mountain is this?
Whistlers.
Well, nobody's there. Don't pretend you heard that.
The cameraman, I got up first.
Summited Whistlers. Nat Geo is going to be making a documentary on it. Pretty lame view. Crushed it.